You've been hunting for a house. It's been a frustrating process that sometimes feels like you've been on a roller coaster and the tilt-a-whirl all at the same time, but you've just seen a house that follows the 80% rule and you want to write an offer. What's next? If you'd like some tips on how to write an offer on a house, then you've come to the right place, because that's what we're talking about today, and we're starting right now. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Harry Moore, and I'm a veteran full-time realtor in the DC real estate market, and I post new videos every week about all things real estate in the DMV. In the earlier parts of this series, I went through how to go from the big picture of the county or city statistics down to the zip code, then down to the 1 mile radius, and then the neighborhood searches. If you'd like to watch any of those videos, click on the link above or in the comments below. Now we'll talk about looking at the individual listings in the neighborhood to decide which ones would be the best comparables. One thing I'll say from the get-go is that there are very rarely what I would call direct comparables. No two properties are exactly the same, even if you look at townhouses in the same development or apartments in the same building. So there's always going to be a certain amount of adjusting in terms of the pluses and the minuses that other properties have or don't when you're making that analysis. That being said, here are a few of the items that I look at when I'm pricing detached homes. First is the style of home. It's best to try and compare similarly styled homes if at all possible. Colonials are probably the most popular style of house in the suburbs with their traditional look. They're very different from ramblers, which are quite different from split levels, split foyers, etc. Each of them has their own quirks, and for some of them, the way the jurisdictions record the square footage in the tax records isn't even the same, which can really make things messy. Sometimes you can't find enough of the same style, and then you have to decide if you want to change the search criteria, to open things up a bit, or to compensate in some other way. Next, kitchen updates. I look at the color of the cabinets, the countertops, whether the appliances are stainless steel or not, if the kitchen is open or galley style, and so on. Here's a little tip for you. When you're looking at kitchens and you see white cabinets, look closely at the edge of the doors to see if you see the hinges. If you do, that means the cabinets are probably older and they've just been painted. Next, bathroom updates. I look at the style and color of the tiles, the vanity, the light fixtures, and all that can tell you something about when the bathroom may have been updated. If the shower has a glass door, is it frameless or not? There are lots of other tells like that that are good to watch for. Still looking at houses, does it have a basement? And is the basement finished? If it's a detached house, are the lot sizes similar? What are the surroundings? Does it back to woods, a busy street, or other houses? Do you have to walk up to the house from the street? Most people would prefer a level yard in the front. I'll tell you a little story about stairs and houses. I had a listing one time in Tacoma Park. It was a really cute house, but it had 19 steps from the street to the front door. The open house was really busy, and half the time there was a clump of strollers at the bottom of the steps. There were a couple of buyers with young kids who said to me at the open house, the only reason they didn't buy that house is because of the stairs. Another thing that I look at is the distribution of the rooms. Where are the bedrooms? Is there a half bath or a full bath on the main? If there are bedrooms listed in the basement, are they legal bedrooms? Usually basement bedrooms aren't really legal. Most of them don't have two means of egress in case of a fire. To double check, I try to find pictures in the virtual tour and see whether the windows are full size or these little ones that go up in the top. Another thing is it on a busy street? That's a big no-no for some people, and some people don't care as much. Even if it doesn't bother you, it certainly can have an impact when it comes time to sell. So that's something to keep in mind. I'll tell you another quick story. This is something that I found out at an open house years ago. There was a buyer who came in and she was talking about something to a friend of hers, and she mentioned double yellow line streets. And so I asked her about it, and she said her mom told her that that was the way that she should look to see if a street was too busy or not. I'd never really thought about it that way, but it makes a lot of sense. Next, we'll move on to square footage. This is something to be really careful about. Square footage numbers that are provided by the jurisdictions can be really inaccurate for a variety of reasons. And the older the neighborhood, the higher the chances of variations in my experience. Another thing is it's really important to read the comments. Agents often put good information in there that helps to flesh out the story told by the photos. Most of the information that's in the multiple list is pull-down menu, and then obviously there's the pictures. The comments can give you that read between the line bit of information that can really help understand things a little bit better. This is far from a comprehensive list by any means, and there's a whole different way of looking at things for condos and co-ops. But I think this is a good primer on things to consider when you're trying to decide what price you're going to offer. So that's part 3 in the series of getting ready to write an offer. If you'd like to get ready for the next step after your offer is accepted and would like to learn about things you'll need to know when hiring a home inspector, then click on the link above or in the comments below. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you liked what you saw, please tap that like button. And if you know someone, maybe a friend, family member, or a neighbor who might benefit from this information, please share this video with them. Last but not least, if you want to see more videos about real estate in the DMV, then subscribe and ring that bell, and you'll be notified whenever new videos come out. Make it a great day, and I'll see you again soon.